Hello, I am roaringbug, and welcome to my Sims 4 speed build. Today's build is called Fire Outlook Tower, and it is a starter home. It's also a tiny home, and it only uses the Werewolf game pack. So this Fire Outlook Tower utilizes the metal beams, and right now I'm just building the tower part of it. So there is some figuring out that I'm doing. I have left you all of my struggles trying to figure out how to make this Fire Outlook Tower look appropriate. So I decided that realistically the beams should have a cross section for structure, and later on, I think at this point I realized I needed my cheats on just so that I could put those beams in the right position. As you can see here, I create this little triangle-like structure for the beam, and now I am drawing out the railing that will go around the Outlook Tower. So traditionally typically a Fire Outlook Tower is basically what it says. It's just a tower that is close to a forest and is meant to be an outpost for forest fires. And it would radio in and signal if there is a fire in the forest. I think it also doubles for like bad weather, especially if the forest area also doubles as a park, so it can warn people if the weather changes in a mountain region. So it's basic there for maintenance for the park and for visitors. And I thought that the werewolf pack would be really good to create this tower. So I had seen another simmer make a Fire Outlook Tower, a simmer called Feezer Bunny, and I don't know if you've ever seen his videos, but they're really good because I believe, like, in real life he's an architect and it shows, but he uses the tool mod, which is a mod that you could download for free off the internet, and it will allow you to basically rotate all of the in-game items and resize them in any size that you want. I don't have the tool mod. I basically use the move objects cheat, and I just use the Control 9 and Control 0 key to move things around. That's how I got that TV up on that fireplace. And later on I moved that fireplace because I had to figure out if everything worked, because when you have a tiny house you need to make sure that your Sims can navigate the space. So I think there were some problems with it, so I just moved it over just a little bit closer to the middle. I guess, like, realistically you probably wouldn't have a fireplace in a Outlook Tower. Like, I guess realistically you would probably have like an iron stove area like you would see in a log cabin. But fortunately I don't have any of those packs, so I do not have a pack that has like a log cabin fireplace. So I just use, like I said, I just use the werewolf pack. So that is a base game fireplace. So on the bottom, as you can see, I'm making this little building, and that will be the bathroom. It doesn't stay there because I realized that if I had it there, I don't know, I move it directly under the tower, which I feel like is a better place for this bathroom. But I just furnished it like a normal bathroom. I don't think I did anything too crazy with it. It's just a normal bathroom. Frankly, all bathrooms kind of look the same when you make them in The Sims. I never have enough space to make fancy bathrooms. I generally make houses that are like mid-size homes to tiny houses. One of these days I gotta try doing like a large lot and make like a really big build, because I'm kind of itching to do like try my hand on a really big build. So I'm just like covering this house with like some windows. I feel like those windows are pretty realistic if you had like an operational fire outlook tower. You know, you wanted to have windows like on all sides just so that you can get like a good view. But I just wanted my sim to have everything included, which is just stuff for a bed, stuff for entertainment, stuff for a kitchen, and a bathroom. So I did a lot of like trying to figure out how things should go in this tiny house. Like I said, like the more smaller the space, the more you have to see if it'll fit. Oh, and I put that beam there because I wanted it to kind of look like an exhaust pipe for the chimney. And I don't know if other people do the same thing I do, but I rotate a lot when I build. And it didn't really occur to me how much I spin around my builds until I saw them sped up in my speed builds. It looks like I'm trying to figure out where to put that bathroom. Yes. Okay, yeah, that's when I figure out that bathroom should go there, under the tower. And I think I realized that if I put the bathroom in the same footprint as under the tower, it actually cuts back the number of tile spaces for the tiny house. So it looks like I got it down to a tier 2 tiny house. And with a tier 2 tiny house, you get more perk points. Ooh, I'm trying to do that roofing for that bathroom. Oh, okay, I see. I didn't put a roof on that bathroom, like an actual roof. Like I didn't enclose it, I just put a roof piece on top so it wouldn't count as tile spacing. Yeah, because roofs don't count as tile spacing, but if you close it up and say add ceiling, then it would count as tile spacing. Oh, I didn't know that I added all the little extras. This is not the end of the video. I did quite a few tests. I just needed to save the build. So I heard that Smokey the Bear, like whole campaign for like, you know, like the bear that says like only you can prevent forest fires. I guess it's only relevant if you live in the US. Anyway, they had a whole campaign about like where they had a bear as a mascot called Smokey the Bear, and he had this whole like prevent forest fire campaign where the bear would like wear like a ranger hat and he'll point at you, and the slogan was only you can prevent forest fires. And like it's really like iconic, I guess, in the US, Smokey the Bear. The thing is, I heard that because that campaign did so well, it actually really did prevent forest fires from happening. But as a result, brush fires are actually a lot more prevalent, because brush fires are actually a natural part of the forest ecosystem. Because I think there's a type of tree that will only germinate if there is a forest fire. I don't want to say which one it is because I don't think I remember the name of the tree, but I do know that there's like a certain tree that will only germinate if there's a fire, and that's the only time it'll like discard its like seeds. And they said because of that, like because there are no like brush fires happening, like they don't happen as often, that when you do get a brush fire from like lightning, that it gets really bad. And I heard that's one of the causes for why brush fires are really bad in the west coast of the US, because brush fires are happening so infrequently that when they do happen, there's actually a lot of material for it to burn. And that's why brush fires have actually became a lot more worse. But you know, I want to do a disclaimer. Like, I don't know how factual that is. It's just something that I remember hearing. And now talking back about the build, I'm putting down this fence. It's a debug fence, and you know, the thing about debug items is that they're just decoration, and when they don't cost anything, so you just like open the menu bar and you just do testing cheats true, and you do bb dot show hidden objects and bb dot show live edit objects, and it'll basically show you all the items you can get in the world. Like, because you see like around, like there are lots that you can't touch, they're just background decoration. It unlocks all of the background decoration so that you can utilize it for your build. But because they're debug, they don't have any gameplay. They're just pretty items that your sim can't interact with. Like, they're purely for decoration. And the thing about them is, like, depending on where you put them, like your sims won't even recognize that it's there, and it'll just walk through these items because as far as they're concerned, they're just background items that have no physical form in the game. Like, my sim can walk through that car. She won't even register it that it's actually there. And I originally made this house for the first time I was testing out the werewolf pack. So I had a werewolf named Darla, and this is the home that she lived in. And I tried to make it that she earned her living by collecting collectibles as a werewolf. Because when your werewolves are in rage, they can't do anything, but the one thing they can do is that they can scavenge. So every time she was in rage mode, all I did was change her aspiration back to collector, and I just made her collect stuff. I was like, yeah, just keep collecting until like you're over the rage. So as you can see now, I'm putting curtains in this tiny home. Because I figure, like, if you live in a tiny home with all these windows, you're gonna need curtains. Oh, and that's the new telescope. The telescope that's in base game. And that telescope, I saw in Little Simsy's video that you can die from that telescope. Because if you look through it, eventually you'll see a meteorite, and a meteorite can kill you. So you can die by meteorite strike. Oh, and I put these support beams on the stairs. And now I am into my screenshots. So if you like this build, you can get off the gallery at roaringbug, all one word, and please like or leave me a comment on my video. Thank you. Bye.